maybe he thought, does he present, a danger to my teammates? Like, what the heck? This is a track meet, whatever, yada, yada. Instead of pushing him out of the way or trying to kick him out of the tent, he should have gotten to an administrator and said, hey, man, we got a guy from another school in our school's tent who needs to be removed.
Yeah, going to an adult would have definitely been a way more adequate, response by Metcalf and his brother, right? Now, obviously, right, I'm assuming that his brother was right next to him during this entire altercation. But yeah, no, exactly, right, like you said. There's how many schools here? This was, from my understanding, it was a championship meet, right? So we're talking multiple schools, multiple teams, multiple adults, like a plethora of adults, really, you know. And just like you said, testosterone's running, egos are high. We're 17 years old. Can't nobody tell me shit, right? So if you ask me, this is probably what went down. He saw that he was sat there. Metcalf saw that Anthony was sat there, right? Walked up to him and said, hey, man, this isn't like where you're supposed to be. Get the fuck out of here, right? Anthony probably was like, who the fuck are you talking to with all that bass in your voice, right? They get into a verbal altercation, right? Metcalf probably goes, fuck this dude, rips him out of the chair and tries to shove him. And then Anthony turns around, bam, does what he does, right? And then here we are. If you ask me, that's probably more than likely what happened. Now, mind you, could it have been avoided, right? If Metcalf had went to an adult? I mean, I would like to assume so, but we don't know that for sure because that's not what happened,
Right. I mean, honestly, anything could have happened. An adult could have even came by and said, hey, dude, you need to go. You need to go now. And he could have stabbed the adult,
True.
So we don't know what was going through Anthony's head. Now, here's the other thing, right? Do I believe he needs to go to jail for it? Absolutely. People are calling for the death penalty for this kid, which I think is wrong. I think it's wrong. Now, usually, you at the age of 17 in the state of Texas, usually, especially when it's a violent crime like this, you're going to get charged as an adult.